so I thought it was a great opportunity for me to expand my content marketing skills.
We've got an incredibly new edition of Content Marketing University. It's really reflective of the time that we live in with regards to the technology, social media, the distribution, and everything. And we've really upgraded everything in the university to reflect that.
One of the things that stood out is that CMIU is also backed by the American Marketing Association.
CMI and AMA have partnered together with a certified course that is our Content Marketing University to become a certified content marketing leader.
I have 2 master's degrees, but I'm most excited about this certification.
How much of what we do today as marketers is different from what we did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Having an ongoing learning opportunity that you achieve through certification is critical.
Marketing is such a big space that everyone plays in, and to zero in on content marketing and to do it in a cost-effective way in a matter of months was really the appeal to me.
And to see all of the reviews, I researched it a lot before I enrolled because it's an investment. And it's not only an investment for my company, but it's an investment in me.
I just thought it was a great piece of educational learning experience that I could add to my resume and really cement my expertise in the content marketing field.
If you're a marketing practitioner and you want to upskill your way into becoming a certified content marketing leader, well, then Content Marketing University is for you.
Hello, everybody. I think you can hear us. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Amanda from the Content Marketing Institute. I'm so happy you're joining us for this afternoon episode of our special Live with CMI, the end of the year, our last episode of the season. And I am joined, as always, by my awesome colleague, JK, who's festive there with his hat on.
That's right.
How are you, JK?
I am loving the sweater, by the way. I am doing wonderful. Working hard to get on the nice list. I've been doing a whole bunch of holiday stuff around the house to get me in the good graces with the big guy. So we're looking forward to today, though. I've been thinking about this one a lot the last couple weeks. So this is gonna be a fun one today.
Yes, today's conversation is for anyone who's ever felt trapped by a career path that was supposed to lead somewhere, but somehow never quite does. If you've been told to get the degree, climb the ladder, follow the rules, wait your turn, this episode might just change your entire outlook on work and your career, right, JK?
Oh, that's so right. And today, to share all of his infinite wisdom with us about what he's learned along his career path, and doing it on his terms, is the one and only, the man in orange, Joe Pulizzi.
Yes, we're very excited for today's conversation. But before we get to all that, we want you to know, in case you didn't, that this live stream is brought to you by the Content Marketing Institute. We are the leading training and education organization for all things content and marketing. So you can head over to contentmarketinginstitute.com for all kinds of great resources. Today we have our big prediction or trends report coming out. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but you can always find some great resources there. And as always, as you join us today, please give us a virtual wave, say hello, let us know where you are joining us from. We really want to hear from all of you. It makes for a more engaging live stream. So feel free as we go along here to drop a question or a comment in the comment section, and I will try to get to it as best as I can as we go along here today. But before we get to our guest, and we haven't done this segment in a while, JK, I think because we were busy with Content Marketing World and stuff, but we want to get back to our Make You Smile segment for the week. And perfect time, end of the year. So we have a little bit of an uplifting story for you this afternoon. And in case you, I don't know, been living under a rock, maybe you haven't heard this story, but actually I didn't hear it, but my husband told me about it. So then I saw it everywhere. And shout out to Lisa on our team. She shared it with us as well. But an 88-year-old veteran, a widow from Michigan, became a millionaire after a social media influencer, let me pop up the video here, a social media influencer shared his story and made it go viral. Ed Bombas has still been working full-time at 88 at a retail store. He worked his entire life at GM, but when the company went bankrupt, he lost his pension. Then his wife of 50 years got sick and eventually passed away. And Ed's been having to work ever since to pay off his medical bills. Let's take a look here at a little video for you.
May I ask how old you are? I'm 88. And still working? Yes, I have to. Why do you have to keep working? Retired from General Motors in 99. 2012 they went bankrupt and they took my pension away from me. Oh my gosh. Do you have a wife? She passed away 7 years ago. 7 years ago? She was sick when I lost my pension. So you've been struggling a bit? A little bit. My wife died 7 years ago. Since then I've been trying to reestablish myself. And you're working how many days a week? I work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. And you do that because you have to? Or? Yeah, I don't have enough income. What's your dream? To live somewhat the life I was hoping for. There's a lot of support for you here, man. I want to reveal that this is one of the largest individual fundraisers in GoFundMe history. If you want, you will be able to retire because we've raised you $1.77 million.
So really a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still get I get chills watching this. Both of my daughters sent me this. My wife sent me this. Lisa sent it. It's such a wonderful story, and like you said, a wonderful way to wrap up our.
Oh, pretty good today. Yeah? What did you do with that money?
Hold on. Okay. And so, like you were saying, the Australian social media influencer Sam Weidenhofer shared this Ed's story with his audience and set up the GoFundMe. And like you said, like he said in the video, it was the largest GoFundMe fundraising campaign to date. And get this, he said a number in his video, but now it's up over $1.9 million and counting. So they might get Ed $2 million. So thankfully, Ed can finally retire and enjoy some life. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I think I read though he was still going to work for a little bit, or he still wanted to work for a while. So that was interesting. But I also highly recommend you go follow Samuel Wiedenhofer because he's actually sharing lots of similar stories. It's like this thing he's doing where he's going around the world and sharing and spreading kindness. So there are other people in need that he's trying to help. So he's got like a few other GoFundMe campaigns set up. So Ed's got almost 2 million. There's some other people there to help out, but that's a nice little feel-good story, and maybe actually kind of ties into our guest here today as we're talking about careers, etc. So excited about today's guest. We've all been told, like I said, that similar story. Go to college, get a job, follow rules, climb the corporate ladder, and then retire at 65 and live happily ever after, hopefully with a nice retirement, unless you have a situation like poor Bill there or Ed there. But I think we all know the times are changing, and it might just be time to reshape how you think about work altogether. In fact, it might be time just to burn the playbook, JK, right?
That's right. That's what our good friend and founder of CMI, Joe Pulizzi, is here to talk about. His new book today. And, you know, Burn the Playbook is fantastic. I can't wait for you to chat it up with us. And it's all about a blueprint for building a different path. Welcome, Joe.
Well, it is wonderful seeing your two lovely faces, and I appreciate being here. What a great, a sad intro and then a happy ending to that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
it actually has a lot to do with, I think, what we're going to talk about today, especially with what's going on in AI, but just in companies in general. And I'm sure a lot of marketers out there are thinking, how, safe is my job, my career, is marketing still the place to be? And, we can talk about a lot of that going forward, but I just appreciate being here.
Awesome.
Well, it's great to see you, sir, as always. So let's get into it this here. We've all been told, like I said, that there is a right career path. And in your view, what is broken about that traditional path? And why do you think now is the time to finally, burn the playbook, as you call it?
Well, first of all, I think people that have read the book know I wrote this book for my kids. Because I wanted to impart some wisdom on them that they would force to be listened to, they had to listen to, because as parents, sometimes your kids don't want to listen to you. They want to listen to someone else. So I said, okay, you actually have to read this. We made it sort of a family assignment, gave it to them, and they were wonderful enough to give feedback and go through it. But I think if we look at it from, if you're in any kind of a knowledge work situation or marketing, specifically in general, we all know the situations where you can be amazing at your job today. You can be incredible and you can still lose your job. And that's happening with our friends. I know people even the last month that have just been outstanding in their roles, but they lose their jobs. You can talk about that's happening with AI, and I'm sure we'll get into that and other things. But this whole idea of companies being loyal to any human workers today, that doesn't exist anymore. And it's not that marketing as a profession can't go on, but I think marketing as we know it, maybe looking at that safe path of, I go to college, I'm going to study marketing or communications or public relations or something like that, and I'm going to work for a company for X period of time. That dream went away 20, 30 years ago. So what we have to do is we have to make sure we diversify our backgrounds enough right now. And I really do feel the reason why I believe burn the playbook is so important right now is I don't think we have a long period of time, specifically with what's happening in AI, to become known outside of what you're doing for your company. I'm not saying that people need to quit their jobs. I'm not saying that people need to leave marketing, but I think all marketers, all people, business people, knowledge workers, that you have to come up with a way that to at least a small group of people that you're known, people know you for some knowledge or expertise area that you have over and above everything else, that when this whole thing happens and we really do see a lot fewer marketing jobs available, which, okay, I have to make a disclaimer. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. None of us, the three of us, we don't know. We have an idea, but we don't know. I have an idea, but I don't know. But I really believe now we're at a time where if you say, okay, there's 10 marketing jobs out there, 10 people fill those 10 marketing jobs, great. Next year, there's going to be 8.5 or 8. Next year, there's going to be 6. Next year, there's going to be 4. There's going to be a lot fewer marketing positions available as we know it. And then the other way, marketing as a career, as a profession, as the jobs we do, is going to significantly change. So I think we need to do some things right now to where maybe people thought that it was a little bit more risky to focus on building an audience or doing things a little bit differently than other people. That's the safe part now. Like entrepreneurship, not, again, I don't want to force people into, you have to build a company, because not a lot of people want to do that. But entrepreneurship is the fastest growing job out there for a reason right now. It's because of what's happened on the corporate side, being pushed by changes in corporate policies, money flow, AI, all those things. And I think we need to be proactive right now, as being like this week, 2026, to do some things to make sure that we have a future as a marketer, or doing whatever you want to do, whatever freedom is to you, whatever meaning is to you, that we do those things now.
Well, I think that Ed's story pretty much shows you exactly, like you said, the corporations have no loyalty to the people, so you can't really rely on them anymore. So you argue, as you said, not argue, but you suggest that you building a content-based business is a real path to freedom. And the first step is finding your tilt, which, if you know Joe, this is something that he came up with. So for anyone who might be new to the concept, what exactly is a content tilt, and why does it matter?
So you can use this. I mean, we've been talking about content tilt since forever, right? So over 10 years, this whole idea of even on the enterprise side, when content marketers are getting into the business, you want to make sure that you consistently deliver whatever your story is, and you want to have an effective content tilt. And that tilt idea is for you individually, or for you, whatever you're doing in your enterprise, but it has to be that specific angle that separates you from everything else out there. And it could be, yeah, I'm going to do a different topic, but mostly it's how you treat that topic. It's the sense of humor you bring to that. It's the different angle that you're looking for with the audience that you're targeting, a very specific audience. What are the things that what are your expertise areas that are a little bit different than other people's? What are the pain points of your audience that you're trying to target? That mashup together is what can differentiate you. I mean, we've all been into a number of billion-dollar enterprises where they're putting out vanilla content, and really, when you go in and they're doing that and they're saying the same things as everyone else and they're doing the same things as everyone else, you just go in there and say, what are you doing? Like, why are you even wasting everyone's time here? Are you just keeping busy? Like, what is this thing? Like, we really have to focus. And now's a really good time, because if you think individually, it's like, okay, I want you to be known for something, whatever that is. You don't need, 1 million people. You don't need 100,000 people. You don't need 1,000 people. You need 100 people that you can be their expert. You can be the thing, the person, the entity that they know, like, and trust. And you can do that many different ways. So first you find that topic area, you find your expertise. How are you going to differentiate that? How are you going to rise above all that clutter specifically to that target audience? And then you can say, okay, great, that's what I'm going to do. And then how am I going to tell that story? You could tell it textually, you could tell it in video, you could tell it in audio. You've got many different platforms to look at. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're talking about freedom, meaning, and ownership. And ownership probably means that at the end of the day, you have some direct connection with them, which is probably an email address. And as much as we've been talking about all this technology, some of it going away, some of it staying, email marketing is still critical. It's still super important. And at least for right now, it's a really good way to connect with people where you're not beholden to the algorithm that is all these other social media networks and properties.
Oh, we couldn't agree more, because like one of our last guests, we talked about specifically email marketing and the importance of it. And that just kind of leads into what you were just talking about. So, Joe, let's say people decide, I found my tilt, and they start to pursue it. When they're trying to define their content tilt, what are some of the biggest mistakes you've seen them make?
They always water it down. And this is 95% of the time, when you look at what somebody's doing from a content standpoint, they don't go niche enough. And I understand that a lot of creators and a lot of marketers say, well, we can't go too niche because we want to make sure we target XYZ audience, or we want to make sure we have a large enough audience available. And as soon as you do that, even a little opening, and you try to make that broad, you're already becoming irrelevant. So you have to focus on a very specific audience that you can solve their pain points, their informational needs, unlike anyone else. So they do become to know, like, and trust you. So we've got to make sure that that's so specific. So a good way to think about it is, if you look at your tilt area and your audience, and if you can't say that if you do the work, if you consistently deliver, that you can be one of the top informational providers in the world, if you can't say that, or some, as like Jay Acunzo might say, somebody's favorite, like, if you can't honestly say that, if you do the work, then you're probably not niche enough. So if you're up against 20 competitors, 50 competitors, 100 competitors, like, give yourself a chance. So we always want to start small. It doesn't mean you can't broaden that out at some point, but you have to start small enough where you could say, yeah, I'm doing the work. I'm consistently delivering the podcast, the video series, the email newsletter, the blog posts, whatever. And I'm building that relationship with them, because this is what it's all about. Like, we're building this whole thing up to talk about, yeah, we're going to build an audience. And ultimately what does that mean? You are going to build real relationships with people, so that whatever happens with AI in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, those real relationships, you becoming known to those people that you have a direct connection with, are going to save you. They are going to give you the opportunities to pivot in your marketing field, to become a creator, whatever it's going to be. If you don't have those relationships, the AI algorithms are really going to shut you out. So right now we have a very finite time where we need to take advantage of that.
Well,
The
you know,
riches are in the niches. That's what you said in the
It's
the
you know what,
essence of
it's always been that way, right? It's just that we always, and I get it, right? As marketers, we want to go for the home run. We want to reach the big audience, but especially for individuals. So let's say you're a marketer and you're working at a mid-sized company or an enterprise, and you're like, you really need to have, and I don't like the word or the phrase side hustle, but you need to have something. So let's just call it working on your personal brand. Work on your personal brand to become known to a small group of people, so that whatever is going to happen in the next 3 or 4 years, you've got a chance.
Yeah. Well, that leads perfect.
What did you call side hustle? What do you call side hustle?
Side hustle is, well, I don't know what I call it. I'm just saying you're not taking yourself. You're not. I don't know. What did I say? I think I said
a slow motion identity crisis.
There you go. That's that. You said it better. You said it better than I could. Yeah, I think when you're an entrepreneur and somebody says, I'm going to do, let's say you're working at a company and you say, I'm going to do a side hustle. In a lot, some people treat it properly, and they can't right now leave their current job and they want to build that thing. But in a lot of cases, they don't believe in themselves enough, so they call it a side hustle.
Right.
So the whole thing about this thing working, by the way, to anyone listening to this, is that you first have to believe in yourself, that you have unique qualities and abilities and an expertise to impact the world in a positive way. That's number one. Yeah. And when you have the world, including maybe family and friends of yours, that continually keep you down and say, you can't do this, you can't do that, whatever the news tells you, you have to get up in the morning. You have to be the one that writes this thing down and think, I'm going to do this. I can accomplish this. I want this. I am this. So all this positivity so you can break through. And I think that's what, not to get too far off topic, but I think I find that more than anything else is that, first of all, people don't know exactly what they want. If you say, what do you want? What's your dream? Very hard for them to come up with an answer to that. And are you getting up in the morning, doing the things and repeating that so you build habits so that you could actually do the things? Sometimes side hustle is an excuse to say, I don't know if I could do it.
It's kind of like toe in the water kind of thing, right?
It's tough. And by the way, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. But I guess that's why I think this book is important, where we're not necessarily saying everyone has to build a business, but you just have to have this audience somewhere that by the way, if you do this, if you want to get another job with somebody else or you want to grow in your own company, it will only help. So this can't hurt anything that you're doing. If you make yourself more of an expertise outside of your company, it will only help all the things you want to do.
Well, I think you probably already answered this. I know you did, but I love this question. And it is like, what do you think holds most people back from building that content first business? I mean, is it, like creating, they say they create the freedom that they want, but they're just not doing it. And I kind of think that you answered that with the side hustle. They're kind of in, but there's not a commitment there. Would you say it's that? Would you say it's lack of confidence? Would you say it's, from all the people you've experienced and while, not only writing the book, but the wonderful examples that you've shown, but you probably conversely met a lot of people that tried it and didn't push it far enough. So what do you think is holding those people back?
Most underestimate how long it takes to do this really well. And they overestimate how hard it actually is to do. So the ones that win are the ones that get up every day and do the work. And it doesn't mean it's like a long period of time every day, but it's just like, it's like anything, right? It's like, I want to lose weight. I want to build muscle. I want whatever it is you want to do. These things take a long period of time to do. And you have to do same habits every day. Most quit right before the success happens. And of course, we could talk about Content Marketing Institute as part of this. I mean, in September 2009, before Content Marketing Institute was an actual thing, I was ready to give up. Whatever was the form of LinkedIn at that time, we were losing a ton of money. I didn't feel it was there. And I talk about this in the book. It's like, I was absolutely ready to give up. Luckily, I had a really good support person in my wife that said, you are not going to be happy working for someone else. Like, you are going to regret this the rest of your life. Figure it out, get back to it. And then lo and behold, who knew that it was less than 6 months later that CMI would be created and it would just take off almost immediately. So I was 6 months between, complete failure, ready to pack it in, and amazing success. And most people actually give it up. We've seen in the data that it generally takes between 2 and 3 years to really make this happen. Luckily, I think we have that time. Like, I just did a post recently that I think we have like 3 years of us being able to communicate with people directly outside of an algorithm completely shutting us out, where we can build a direct audience. Outside of 3 years, I don't know. So that's why I'm like, as I was like, I'm telling you guys know, I'm telling everybody, I'm like, hey, wake up. Like, that was the time. We have to do this. You can't wait any longer to make this thing possible, because I don't know what the future holds in 3, 4, or 5 years.
Right. Well, one last thing too that I loved from the book, and it leads back to what you were just talking about specifically. I mean, we could tie it to the success of CMI. The one quote that you had in there is, momentum is your goal. You really want to gain traction. You don't want to go viral, and that takes time, right? That takes, we saw it with CMI, how much work that was put in, and the time, and then all of a sudden something clicked and it took off. And I have to assume that, like you just said, that's a lot of the problem with people doing the content first business, is the fact that they're putting the work in and they're not seeing the results that they want to see that quick. They think that it might go viral and they're going to get hot and but it really doesn't work that way, correct?
Well, viral happens after 1,000 pieces of content. You never know. Viral, you can't plan for viral, but you can plan to get up tomorrow and write that article and publish that article and just do it. So I think a lot of people that we all know will be like, okay, I got to get the plan in place. I got to do it just right. I'm not ready yet. It's not ready yet. I know 10 people right now that do that with their books. They have a book in their drawer, or they have whatever, that's the saying, they have it on their laptop or whatever, that they're like, it's not quite right. It's not, you know what? It's never going to be right. It's never going to be perfect. So just as Seth Godin would say, you just have to ship it. So my biggest piece of advice there is say, give it, go through, we have the exercises in the book, whatever, figure out what your tilt is, figure out what your audience is, and go and publish the thing and start and you get it. It's like Harry Potter's sorting hat, right? It's like you get a say in it. Like, you don't have to do video because everybody says video. If you're a good writer, do text. If you've got a face for radio, then do a podcast, like whatever you feel like you could do, because there's opportunities everywhere, and just do it. And the thing is that you won't have it exactly right until you publish it and get feedback. Like, we didn't know Content Marketing Institute, what that vision was going to be for about 3.5 years, until we went out. We had a blog called Content Revolution. We go out, we publish it. We got all this feedback coming in. And then we're like, oh my God, you know what? We should do an event. Content Marketing World. All these things started to happen, but what you have to put yourself out there. So you can't, the great thing is, don't get nervous about putting yourself out there, because in the first few weeks, few months, nobody's going to be listening anyways. This is practice. So go out and work it out. You're going to get a couple listeners. You're going to get a couple readers. Then you'll get that feedback and you're like, oh, that's not quite right. This is the audience, or this is the topic, or I'm going to treat it a little bit this way. And you do that, and then you'll find some success. And then in 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, you'll say, now I got it. And you'll start to see some of that success. And then you can figure out, okay, where are we going from here?
Yeah, just ship it, I think, is probably one of the biggest takeaways because that's what I have a problem with. Like, I don't know if this is good enough, and I obsess over it. I'll even do it, and then I still won't publish it because I don't know. Yes, it's just that fear that, getting over that. But that was one of the biggest.
And you know what? And that, I don't think that fear ever goes away. I think we're always, as human beings, we're always a little nervous about putting ourselves out there. I mean, JK, like we worked together for 15 years. And I remember, like, you would come up with a great design for something and you'd be a little bit nervous before saying, I worked really hard on this. Like, what do you think? And then I'd come to you and I'd say, that was terrible. No, I didn't. Just kidding. We'd work on it. It's like, this is amazing. This is really good. But you got to put yourself out there. And that's where, we don't have time to talk about it, but that's where I'm really excited about the profession of marketing, where I think we're moving into this relationship centered, like the marketer is going to have a lot more face-to-face time with a lot of different people, because the strategy and the analytics are going to be done for us. It's going to be the execution in the field that's going to make all the difference. And so, like, if we're just talking about marketing, like, practice public speaking, get out there to events and start talking to people, like, get out of your comfort zone. And this interpersonal and one-to-many communication is going to be so critical for our survival in the next decade.
Yep. All right. Should we ask the AI question that we ask every guest? So we can't let you go without talking about AI. You know that. What's your advice for creators when it comes to AI and using it wisely?
I think you have to know what it is. So you can't. You actually have to dive in. And by the way, I just say pick one tool. Like one of the large, like pick Claude, pick Gemini, pick ChatGPT. You don't have to have all of them. I mean, that's what other people can do that. So pick that one tool, and then use it in many different ways. So it goes from, like, with I started using ChatGPT 3 years ago, and then I started using, like, Amanda, you use Opus Clip and things like that. And then I started using Whisperflow, which is a great dictation tool. You start using that, and you start using them all together, and you just see what the potential is. I'm not a big fan of using the AI tools right now for output. As I mean, like, I don't believe in it to write an article. But I do believe in it. It can be a great strategic tool, like as an advisor, as a coach. And you can do it whether you create custom GPTs or whether you're just, creating little projects in ChatGPT. You can do that very, very well. So I think that you have to know what you're dealing with to see what the opportunity, basically looking your enemy in the eye. I don't want to say AI is an enemy, because I'm an optimist. I really am an optimist about what the future holds. I'm very excited about what's going to happen in the future, but I think that you can't just leave it to other people in your organization to say that's their responsibility. It's every marketer's responsibility to know what's going on, use it, figure it out, practice, use it for 20 minutes a day at least, and put it on your calendar that this is your time that you're going to help your own development and training, and use these things so that you know what's coming and you have some idea. The second thing is get on, listen to the AI podcast, listen to the Marketing AI podcast with Paul Reitzer and Mike Kaput. Listen to those guys. Diary of a CEO has got great podcasts on the future of AI, and Scott Galloway does a great job on it. Listen to these things, prepare yourself, educate yourself. All the content is out there, all the information. You need to know where it's going. So put the time in yourself.
I do want to touch on, because you mentioned it a little bit in the beginning there, about what your thoughts are on how AI is going to impact marketing careers.
I want to be
newsletter and
I talk about it. Yeah, I talk about AI all the time these days. My wife says I'm completely obsessed, which I probably. She's like, "Oh no, not another AI article." So I've been going to a lot of events recently on AI. I've been listening to all the podcasts. I've been going down the rabbit hole, and I think that we probably have less than 3 years at this point before marketing drastically changes in how things are found. We already know how search as we know it is going away. So there's that. You have Gemini, you have Google and Gemini now that are going to create new pages on the fly as you type things in. So wow, there goes the link strategy for that one. So organic as we know it is going away. And I'm seeing, I don't know what you two are seeing, but I've seen enough examples of talking with chief marketing officers today where their edict, they're being told by the executive team not just to use AI, they're being told to replace staff, which is depressing, which nobody wants to hear, but it's true. So we have to deal with that. We know that there are going to be fewer marketing positions available. I don't know what that, I don't know if that's means small businesses, mid-sized. There's probably more opportunity in small businesses because they don't move as fast with technology. Large companies, they're pretty clunky as well, but because they're being driven so much by financial reports and what investors want, they're making crazy decisions like, oh, we're just going to cut 30% of our staff. Then that means, that means half our marketing team. Good decision or not, I'm not saying it's a good decision. I'm just saying it's happening. So that's what concerns me, where I can't be honest with somebody that says they want to go into marketing and that there'll be a job there in 5 years. I can't. Nobody knows that. It's just moving. It's moving so much faster than I thought it would. And of course, if you talk to any of the experts and you say, the AI out here is the dumbest AI you'll ever see. There's already one that's 10 times smarter that you haven't seen yet, that's already been built.
Yeah.
And we've seen how fast that's happened. I mean, you've been dealing with it, JK, on the design side, where boy, now you're like, oh, okay, well, Coca-Cola's got another AI ad out. And yeah, it's not great, but it is what it is. So I think it's our job as marketers to keep your ear to the ground, be ready, build network. Like, I think humanity working together on this, I think we're going to save each other. I think if we can talk to each other, we can share our struggles with each other. And now is the perfect time for each of us as individuals to figure out what we want out of life. What is meaning to you? Like, what does freedom mean to you? And write it down. Like, what do you want? And set your goal to find those things and to pursue your passions. And if you believe that we're going into so if you believe positively, like we're going into an area of abundance, that means that there'll be a whole new slew of different jobs coming along the pike, and some of the ones that we've had for many decades are going away. If you're diversified and you have some expertise in some things, you will be way ahead above anyone else. So now's a great time to build those direct connections and to be known for something. And it could be as silly as you want it to be. What is it? Is it you have an interest in catching butterflies in the Pacific Northwest? I don't care what it is. What is it? I don't know why I said that. What is
Nailed it?
Yeah, that was it. That's the one. Oh, there's too much content in that area. You got to find a different tilt. But I'm very optimistic about marketing and the role of marketing. I'm not optimistic about the jobs available. So I think that's why we're seeing entrepreneurship grow so fast. That's why the gentleman who just got the $1.9 million, that's why that was possible, because Sam, who's the influencer? The influencer, he made a decision to start creating content, to build an audience, and I'm sure he's financially free at this point, and he's making a difference in people's lives. All of us can do that on any scale. And that's why I'm like, don't feel you have to have 10,000 people. You get 50 or 100 people you can make an impact with, there's a business model there.
Yep.
So.
Burn the playbook. Joe, where can people connect with you, find the book?
Yes, thank you. If you go to burntheplaybook.today, you can buy it directly from me. And when you do that, you get all the worksheets that are in the book as digital form. So you get all those as part of the package. So even if you don't get the book delivered, you decide to get it in print, you don't want to wait for that. You get the PDF and you get all the worksheets immediately upon a purchase. And then my newsletter is The Tilt. Go to thetilt.com and every Friday I send out this kind of stuff we're talking. If you're interested in what we're talking about, I talk about it every week. Pretty obsessed, especially the AI angle that I'm really, really into lately. So I appreciate you two. I'm grateful for both of you. I've known you both for over 15 years. Nice. You're wonderful people. You're doing a great job, and I'm honored to be a part of your little gang today.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We really appreciate it, Joe. Take care.
Happy holidays. You got it. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right. Lots of great stuff there.
Yeah, for sure.
As always. Well, let's move on here. We knew it was going to be a long conversation with Joe today. So It's that time of year again. I mentioned this earlier. It's our favorite time of the year. One of our favorite. Content Marketing World is the other. But Content Marketing Institute's 2026 Marketing Trends article just published today. 40 plus content and marketing experts were so generous, and they shared their insight with us and with all of you into the most important content marketing trends they are watching as we head into 2026. And AI, of course, is top of mind, but that is not all that people are watching. So let's take a look here at how marketing leaders think community will play a role in the 2026 strategy.
As I think about 2026 and the marketing trends that are going to be most impactful, the word community keeps coming up for me.
One trend that I'm really excited about is in-person events. I think we're all very starved for connection right now, especially the digital fatigue that we're all feeling. We want to feel something.
I think that we're at a reset where, again, community is the best thing that we could do to sort of offset this erosion of trust that people are experiencing.
Whether it is employee-generated content, whether it is participating in influencer campaigns in a given community, whether it's a greater focus on social-first content, I think that being part of a community is how you're going to get your message out to market in more creative, faster ways.
I do believe that at some point there will be a purist movement where there will be a premium for people who actually want to see actual human-made content, and even in the events industry as well, because people actually want to connect with other people in real life.
Build your personal brand and a community focused on trust. Your audiences won't just be choosing content, they'll be choosing humans they believe in.
And so I do think that as a marketing ecosystem, we're going to lean more into community.
And so it's no longer about what you can do as a brand from your own channel. It's really about the broader community you exist in and how you amplify the rest of those people to tell your story.
So you can head over to contentmarketinginstitute.com and check out the article and watch all of the videos. Thanks to Heike Young, Brendan Hufford, Brian Piper, Justin Turner. There was Jonte Delane in that video,
yeah.
sharing your insights with us. So what else do we have going on here at CMI, JK?
Well, let's talk about some training. So if upping your marketing skills is one of your 2026 resolutions, then we've got a great deal for you. We're having a winter sale at the on Content Marketing University. Right now, you can save 20% on your enrollment in the Content Marketing Institute certification program at contentmarketinguniversity.com. Use code WINTER20 at checkout and invest in yourself before the year ends. New skills, new confidence, new you. And listen, enroll today to claim the savings before next Friday, December 19th, because it's going to be donezo then. So get on it. It's great stuff. Great tracks in there. I was in popping around the other day. I love it.
Contentmarketinguniversity.com. Head over there to register today. And I know it's coming the end of the year, but we are still busy here at CMI. And as we close out the year, we have a couple of digital events for you next week, Wednesday at 1. If you need more trends, content marketing trends, these are more focused on AI. We look at an AI search report and that benchmarks visibility and traffic. And then the second half is some really great roundtable of marketing experts to kind of chat about how AI automation is evolving search behavior. Then on Thursday at 1, we have this one should be interesting as well, what your CMO wishes you knew. So again, another great conversation with some really great folks there. Because, CMOs, they know what really matters. So you can find out what really matters in 2026 when it comes to outcomes, priorities, etc. So I think that is all. Finally, that was a long one we have to do today.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Heck of a way to end the year.
Season 2 of Live with CMI. So thank you to everyone who tunes in every month to join JK and I for this. We're very grateful for that. We are off for the rest of the year, but we will be back in January for a new season. So look for that. If there's a topic that you would like us to tackle, something you're interested in, feel free to drop that in the comments. We would love to hear what you are interested in learning about so we can schedule some guests, etc. around that. So I think that's all I have. JK, how about you?
I think so too. I'm just My head's still spinning after that conversation.
I
So
was writing notes to go out and start my
I
my
know.
content
I
business.
know. I'm like, I don't even want to show you my notepad here. I kept writing stuff down, and I talked to Joe a few times a week, and I'm still like writing notes that I'm going to go back to him after this and pick his brain a little more. So it's fantastic. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It was a wonderful way to end the year. Great story to kick us off. Thank you to everybody that sent us that wonderful story of Ed and his happy retirement. And we had a heck of a year and some great guests. And I cannot look forward to hanging with you again in the coming year and seeing what we can cook up on here.
All right. Well, thank you to all of you for joining us, and we hope you have a great end of the year, great holidays if you celebrate. So until next time, we'll see